It's been nearly 5 years since Phantom Pain came out, so to celebrate the occasion, I wanted to remember the fact that I will never, ever be as excited for another game like I was for Metal Gear Solid 5. While there were a few games before Phantom Pain came along that also constantly gave me butterflies in my stomach and I thought about them all day and wanted to play them non-stop, no other game, no other title has ever given me such pure, unfiltered hype like Phantom Pain did. And the reason for this insane hype and excitement was because of this fantastic, masterfully, arguably one of the best marketing campaigns I've ever seen for a video game, ever. I was fully convinced that MGS5 was going to be the second coming of Christ, but in game form. I think I plugged in around 60 hours into the game in the first 3 days of its release. I would literally just wake up, play all day. I'd just take like 5 minute cereal breaks. I'd sleep on the couch for like an hour or two, then wake up and just keep plugging away. It was truly a magical gamer moment, or whatever we call it nowadays. And I haven't dumped that much time into a game that quickly since never. I haven't since. It's been years since I've ever sat down and played that much. And as I get older and I get more and more busy with life and development and just making stuff and making a career, I don't think I'll ever be able to just binge play something like that ever again. And that just makes it even more special that was the last game I got to do that with. Every single trailer from 2012 to 2015 is distinctive and covers different parts of the game. Seriously, I'd watch them over again and again every single day. Every year I would add a new trailer to the already slowly growing looping playlist of Phantom Pain content. My hype only escalated and exploded when Ground Zeroes was announced and then released a year before MGS5 came out, or Phantom Pain came out. And I'm not going to go too much into depth about all the controversies and developments about Ground Zeroes, like the price point, the length, the sexual violence of the game, David Hayter not returning as Snake, etc., etc. But despite that, I was just so pumped for Phantom Pain and loved Ground Zeroes so much, I made it my first PS4 game. And even though the game was only like an hour long and most people could beat it less than that, I dumped over 20 hours into the game overall. But let's get back to the yearly trailer dump and just break down year by year what made each trailer so special. The VGA's 2012. Jeff Keighley's back and he's pissed because Dishonored didn't win Game of the Year. Walking Dead's good, but it's not that good. Come on, guys. But there's new trailers for some hotshot games coming out like Last of Us and BioShock Infinite. But more importantly, there's a few brand new game announcements. A small little game, which was announced by some brand new studio called Moby Dick Studios, announced a game just called Phantom Pain. It was introduced as a horror game, and it showed footage of what would become the spectacular opening of Metal Gear Solid 5. It was a solid trailer, but it was the weakest out of them all, probably. It relied too heavily on trying to be a horror game and trying to dupe the whole audience into not thinking it's a Metal Gear game, despite that pretty much looking like Big Boss and everybody pretty much like leaking and figuring out the title card had Metal Gear Solid hidden in there. Pretty much the same day, roughly. So it was alright. It was an alright start, and people were already slowly getting excited for the hype for the new game. Later that same year, Ground Zeroes gets announced with a small gameplay trailer at PAX, and it's also just kind of it's an alright trailer. GDC 2013. Anthony Birch gives a talk about why Borderlands 2 is just so gosh darn funny, and the first high production Phantom Pain trailer is shown. Kojima has fantastic taste in music choice. The garbage trailer which, referencing the song of the trailer itself, I swear, was when I really started to feel the hype. Although it just showed footage of the introduction to Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes, it was still so well put together, and it was so hard not to get pumped up for Big Boss's return. It was one of the best trailers I've ever seen to that point, even if there was very little gameplay. But then E3 2013 came around, and Kojima proceeded to take a baseball bat of pure raw excitement and smash my head in with it.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm gonna make them give back our past.
As a hormonal freshman in high school, I could not handle this ocean wave of goosebumps that washed over me when the whoa kicked in. Like, it was just pure ecstasy. And not only that, but actual diverse footage of gameplay and story cutscenes mixed together. The first real, actual gameplay. And I fully believed Kojima was making the greatest game ever. And I've watched that trailer hundreds upon hundreds of times.
The sun's never die. Can't watch the blood on her hands. Let's go on, feel us all. It's just me to an end. Our salvation lies in the rising. Beyond the truth, let me survive now.
"2014, Ground Zeroes is released, and everybody is pissed because they had to pay $30 for a 2-hour demo. But they all had fun playing it anyway. At least I did, that's for sure. It's just really the tanker mission from Metal Gear Solid 2. And it's not really the full game, and it's just a tanker mission with a $30 entrance fee, and I guess it's just okay, I can't really defend that price point, honestly, I just can't. But I loved the game regardless, even though it was so short. It was just a fun slice of the future that was to come, and Kojima even put himself in the game. Isn't that fun? Isn't that goofy? The public got their first taste of Metal Gear Solid 5, and it tasted real good. Fast forward to E3 2014, and we get arguably the most popular MGS5 trailer. Both the trailer before and after the Nuclear trailer have way more views, but the song Nuclear itself passes all of those views alone, and it kind of started like a little meme. I know I for one was screaming the lyrics to the Nuclear in my friend's car all throughout that year. And while the trailer is still a caliber above most game trailers, I do remember rewatching both the Garbage and Sins of the Father trailer much more often. Don't worry, I still replayed the Nuclear trailer nonstop, but I did prefer the other ones more. The gameplay demo of Phantom Pain that year did excel my excitement a lot. And honestly, I think the gameplay made me way more excited than the trailer, at least for that year. (2015), the final year. This brought the infamous Konami versus Kojima scandal, which we'll get to in a little bit, another E3 demo, and another trailer, and, of course, the final release of the game, September 1st, 2015. A date that is forever etched into my memory for probably the rest of my life. The trailer that year, just like the Sins of the Father one, brought an ocean of feeling over me as I knew it was almost time for the game to finally be released. God, I hope I said this right. The Illegia trailer was directed in a similar vein to as the Nuclear trailer was as well. It's just cutscene footage and story moments. But the fact that this was it, this was the last trailer, because we don't count the Gamescom release trailer, we just don't. It made the Illegia trailer hit very hard. I think the reason why the Elegy trailer worked better than the Nuclear one, in my opinion, is because it relied on this droning, intense guitar track with just in-game monologues and the characters themselves talking about the game, rather than just cutscenes with music playing over them. I love the Nuclear trailer, but it's also kind of like just like a Metal Gear Solid A and B. Kojima should be really proud of these trailers. In his, I believe, 34 years in the game industry, he had built up to this magnum opus that would be Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain.
Asunder, and then it shall be free.
However, as we all know, Big Brother Konami was not having any of this, and they didn't really get the excitement as they just proceeded to just beat down and undermine Kojima at every turn in any way they can.
Noticed Hideo Kojima is not here with us tonight, and I want to tell you a little bit about that. Mr. Kojima had every intention of being with us tonight, but unfortunately he was informed by a lawyer representing Konami just recently that he would not be allowed to travel to tonight's awards ceremony to accept any awards.
Konami, God bless them, just decided to take a fat dump all over Kojima's legacy as one of the greatest gaming visionaries. I don't care how much beef you have with a person. I don't care. Maybe Kojima did a lot of wrong things too. We don't really know the full story. I don't really care. You should just fire them with dignity. Konami, being a business, should have been professional about how they handled this whole situation. None of that was necessary. I cannot imagine what it'd be like to literally be declined any recognition for years upon years of your hard work. From the people you work for, your own bosses are taking advantage of your work and just not even allowing you to get recognition for it. Kojima raked in mountains of money for Konami, and they just throw him away like he's nothing. Even Jeff Keighley, who just recently recovered from his anger over Dishonored not winning Game of the Year in 2012, was now more pissed than ever over Konami's treatment of Kojima, and rightfully so. It was a horrible thing to do. Thankfully, Kojima bounced back pretty good, and now he owns his own studio and he works with Sony to create whatever experiences he wants to. He just released Death Stranding last year. I think Kojima's doing all right now. I would like to say that I personally have looked up to Kojima for years. His work and his influence in the game industry are just awe-inspiring, and I personally take great inspiration from his work and from himself. Even if Konami didn't see what made Phantom Pain so special, I did. And I could see that alone through the trailers. I haven't even talked about the game yet. Just the marketing itself and Kojima's directed trailers and the way he announced it and everything. I see what made it so special. And I know millions of other people did too. Next week, or I guess week and a half, is Phantom Pain's 5th anniversary. So we'll be taking a long look at the game in great detail to see how it holds up design-wise after all these years. So that's most likely going to be the next video unless I do something before that. In the description is a link to a playlist of all the trailers that's in release order. I obviously highly recommend watching them, but I'm super biased. They hold up really well in my opinion. Here's the official trailer tier list. It is objectively correct. I'm pretty sure Kojima said that himself, and I guess thank you guys for watching, and take care out there.
Thank you.